There's a listener, a new listener that I met at work this week. Her name is Terry. She told me to big her up on this episode. So big up, Terry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big up yourself, Terry. Right. Big up yourself.
Terry.
All
right, man.
Bless.
Chicken straight out Trucana. Yeah, cause we straight out Trucana. Straight out Trucana. Hear the sounds from the valleys of Loima. Kamkonasi basi mwache kutupima. Trucana land ile place ya miujiza. Akuji kibaki joy kitua watoto wa giza.
Straight from Trucana podcast. My name is Agre Limlim.
My name is Alan.
And today we have a guest, G-Money.
Just like that,
that, man.
Yeah, this is big. We have to start with this.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Thanks, guys. First of all, I appreciate the invite, and also I love what you guys are doing, man. Definitely. Some of the topic guys on, I'm like, yo, we need to steal those topics for the mics are open.
I don't think so, man. Yeah. I don't think so.
We want to say thank you, man, for letting us in your house.
No worries, man.
We're actually recording from G-Money's home studio.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, lucky guy, man.
No, next time you visit Nairobi, man, you'll come through as well, and we'll just record. This time,
the problem. I never leave Turkana. It's going to be you who come here. I never leave. I fear the city.
What is there to fear in the city? Have you heard that there's like elephants?
The troubles, the crime, and pollution.
For him, it's always the crime.
Which crime? Where?
I don't want to talk. I don't want to just make this a dull discussion about all the bad things that happen in Nairobi. But you know.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
What do you think? Yeah. What do you think people in Nairobi are missing about Turkana?
You know, we talked about this before, but you know, like the freestyle life that we have here. Like the little trouble that I'm going through to record this compared to what Agri's went through. Yeah, so like the life is easy and you can do what you want to do and still have a fulfilling life.
Okay, man.
But you know, the hustle and bustle of the city is not like personally not my thing.
Like the city is too fast for you.
No, it's too congested.
Right.
I need the free space. You know, like I can just get up a few meters from my house. It's a wilderness.
Yeah.
I mean, end of the day, like, I think that no matter how Nairobi can be portrayed, I mean, crime is crime wherever it happens, you know. But I mean, it's not as bad as maybe. I mean, I gave Agri my address. He was here in like 20 minutes, man. He wasn't robbed on the way. Nothing happened to him.
But it's a possibility. It's a possibility. Unlike here in Lodwar, the last time there was crime, it was Agri. When was that?
1963.
Way back, man. I don't remember the last time.
No crime, no mugging, you know. It cannot happen.
Yeah, the good thing about Turkana is you can walk at night, let's say at 1 a.m., and there's nothing going to happen to you.
Right.
Yeah, the best thing is you come to Turkana, you'll have a good time.
No doubt. I have no doubt it will be turned up and all that stuff.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? But then you have to promise that you'll come to Nairobi as well.
Can't promise. Can't promise. My week was awesome, you know, the hustle out there in Kakumara refugee camp. I usually teach guys ICT. Yeah. So it was awesome. My students, they're doing it. They're doing it. Some of them are quite old. So my students are doing good. And it was a fulfilling week. I was just looking forward to the weekend.
Okay.
To get to chill with the boys. Some boys in the room are playing UFC.
Ah.
So, you know, I'm in the crib in the house.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
All right, man. So what are we talking about this week?
Let's just get done with Nairobi people. We'll start with this Eric Omondi saga.
Today we are recording from two different locations. Alan in Lodwar, I'm in Nairobi. So in case the audio quality is not okay, we apologize in advance.
Listen, you've learned well. This guy has learned so well.
Yeah.
We're doing okay so far, though. I don't. By the way, let me tell you, I don't even know what that story is. I've not been across any local story. So what is the Eric Amondi story?
So Eric, he's doing this show, his own show, calling it Wife Material. So basically, the idea he wants to show people what kind of white material you can pick up.
Okay.
And what to look for. But now it's when the ladies get to the show, they throw away the wife material thing and they just show themselves.
Like it's around.
And it was crazy this time around. It was Eric's birthday. And these girls were, I did not see any nude people, but it's alleged that there were some nude people dancing in the show. And it was a big deal. There's this moral cop, Ezekiel. You know this guy? Yeah. So he got Eric arrested for the show. And
Really?
Eric, yeah.
Let me ask you, where does this show air?
It's social media airing,
So like
Facebook, YouTube, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Does he have
Eric,
a sponsorship?
Eric is quite a big deal, you know. He's getting these girls from Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania. They're staying in an exotic place, house.
So
they're marketing a lot of things, and I guess he's got some sponsors.
It's East African show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, I mean, Vibes Cartel did a very similar thing like 10 years ago before he went into jail. I can't remember what it was called, but basically it was like all these girls were competing for his attention. It was actually quite an interesting watch because you see when women are competing for like a man or something else, it can sometimes bring out the worst in them. For me, I mean, the question is it entertainment? Is it real? And I think that's what the conversation should be like. Are there people out there who are going to think that this is a representation of real life? Or are people just watching it and laughing and saying, this is madness, you know?
So we had those people, many guys on social media. They were saying, no, this is not our thing. We are Africans.
Right.
We don't like to showcase, this is not even white material. Those girls are desperate. And those guys. I don't know. For me, I myself, I liked it. I liked every bit of it. It's like those dramas you see, like the Real Housewives of LA. You know those drama reality show that always come up to. They look ratchet, but then it's a reality directed, scripted thing. So that's kind of thing Eric is trying to do, and it's not going to be very much accepted since it's the beginning. But it's something that is out there. There are quite a lot of shows about that.
Not right.
It's not to be watched with children. And that's what the main topic I just wanted us to talk about. Okay. Should your child be on social media? Like when she's a baby, a 4-year, 5-year-old? Should she be on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram watching Eric? Or is it whose fault is it that
I
the
think
kids
if I had and they had like an iPad or something, because Ella, who's my niece, she has an iPad. I can call her on FaceTime. But if I had actually there are some locks, and I also YouTube creates parental locks as well, so you can actually set up your thing on YouTube so that your kid cannot access certain things. And I think from the time you're giving your child access to a computer, you should also be cognizant of the responsibility you have as well to make sure that they're safe online, you know?
I would ask you, Gia, at what age do you think Ella is acceptable? It's acceptable for Ella to join social media.
Wow, that's a good question. I mean, my personal opinion on technology and young people is that we need to give young people technology as early as possible.
Okay.
Because we're competing in a world where people are given access to technology, China, America, very, very early. But I think social media, wow. I think you gotta be like a teenager, fam. Like you gotta be like, I mean, it's very.
There's an age restriction, right? Or there's age restriction for Facebook.
I don't even.
Or YouTube.
Let's Google it while we speak. How old?
Yeah, maybe just think like my baby, my kids. If I get them, they wouldn't have access to social media. There are a lot of creeps out there, man.
Okay, so
and Facebook 1 billion people.
I think on Instagram you have to be at least 13 years old. Same, okay. I think the same on Facebook.
You know,
Alan, still young though.
Yeah, still young. Alan, you are tech guru.
Yeah, very young.
Obviously, your child will have access to social media. So why are you saying that you can't let?
No, my child will have access to technology.
Okay.
Like she'll be watching Netflix for kids. He or she.
Islanders decide.
Gender neutral. So like all these good things, games, but if there's gonna be when there's a lot of crowd of people just chatting and hey group messaging each other, I'm not gonna encourage that myself. I'm just gonna make sure she's only having fun with the good things. Because it's a slippery slope. Once on Facebook, somebody slides on a DM or Insta and they start chatting, sending links. You know these Indians who video chat, ladies and they're naked.
Yeah.
Well, I hear you, brother. I hear you. Definitely is a slippery slope. So I think for anybody who's going to allow their child to go on social media, they have to be very, very cognizant of the dangers, you know?
Yeah.
The president decided to extend the curfew for 60 days.
That's not cool. I was hoping we would be in a club throughout the night soon.
Is there even a curfew in Chicago? Are you guys really like having a curfew? There's not even a curfew in Kiambu. With like just down the road from here. Yeah. So there's
a curfew.
Curfew, yeah?
There's a curfew. You can't walk out. So the police will get really physical with you.
Well, I tell you the truth, man. I ain't mad at the curfew because, I mean, guys have adjusted for one, which we were discussing earlier. But also, fam, we don't have the resources to really get to grips with COVID-19, and I think for me personally, my whole vibe has changed having had it recently. That if we can, because you know, once guys start to drink, they lose everything to do with social distancing and masks and all the things. So if it's the only tool we have, man, then we just have to use it, man. I'm not even mad. I'm in that space of people who have lost money because of the curfew. But man, if it's the only tool we have, it is what it is, man.
I get the feeling, we have to save lives. I was just saying, I feel a little bit like compressed. Like curfew, really, freedom was really underrated before.
But I think there are people who are complaining about the curfew, and there's not so much they do even past curfew hours.
Exactly.
So why are they complaining, man?
Unless I have a gig, you won't find me outside the house. Anyway,
the people I know who do not have a job, they're staying at home, and they're complaining about the curfew.
Right.
If you want to drink, you can drink at home.
True.
Yeah, man. You have to adjust.
I just miss dancing till the morning light, and that's it. Nothing else. If we
just dance in your house, bro.
Hey, okay, guys, you win. You and Uhuru, your buddies. You're the same group.
So we have the curfew for, I think it's 1 year right now, yeah.
Yes, it's a year now, yeah.
Are you in a relationship? Are you still in a relationship, yeah, with the person you were with when the curfew started?
I am.
Me too, definitely. I've been in the same with yourself.
Me and myself, we're fine. We're easy.
Yeah.
It means you're single.
Yeah, I'm single, man.
I think that many people, though, I genuinely think that many people have learned whether or not the person that they're with is the person that they need to be with. Because if you're sharing the house with somebody, you've been sharing the house with somebody during this whole COVID time. By now, you know whether or not you and that person are compatible. You know what I mean?
But the more you spend time with them, the more you know them.
Fam, in my
I think you single guys, you complicate this thing a lot.
Why? How so?
You guys, you just make like it's a big experiment. You have to be compatible. A fixes with B, B match with C, dots and what? My friend, it's not rocket science to be in a relationship and know if it works. You just need to work on it.
I mean, you're one of the lucky guys who've been in a relationship for so long. In this here Nairobi,
that's why I don't want to talk about it and jinx it.
In this here Nairobi. It can be slightly different because obviously
a person sharing.
I think in Nairobi that's another thing I forgot to tell you about that makes it weird also. You can't trust anybody. You don't even know anybody. Even your next door neighbor, you don't even really know them.
But Lodwar is the same as when it comes to relationships, man. Like People are sharing.
It's the same for you single people, but for the guys who have decided to work on their relationships, it's really paying off. You just have to be like ready to weather the storm. Not something small happens, you say, I'm tired, I want this to end, we are not compatible.
How old is he? You talk like you're 50, man.
Old soul.
Right?
I'm just joking, man. I'm just messing with you. No, I know, I get. But then again, I'm not the best person to talk about relationships because my
Me too.
my opinion on relationships are not the same as most people, So
I agree. On the other hand, it's on being in denial that is lonely and he needs a body to cook with and.
Bro, I'm not lonely.
Okay.
that sounds like an Alan and Agri issue right there. Like, no, I think
Okay.
honestly, one of the things I hold true about relationships is that they happen when they happen, and they happen when they're supposed to happen, and they happen when the right person comes along. But I find that many people put themselves under pressure to be in relationships that they shouldn't. There are some people right now who are married where it should have just been a one night stand, but somehow you were forced into this thing. Oh, your parents were like, it's time. When are you gonna bring me this? I know too many unhappy. I know a lot of happily married people, but I know many more unhappily married people. Like for you, you've been with your girl for 5 years. By the time you guys get married, end of the day, you know each other inside out anyway, But sometimes I find on the continent that like, especially young guys are pressured into getting married and they're not ready for it,
Yeah. Definitely. This relationship thing is something that should never be the same relationship. If you find you're copying somebody to do the same things, you definitely crash, You just have to create your own thing.
I know people.
And,
I know friends. I have friends who have got married and I've just looked at them like, yeah, okay. Like, good luck with that, yeah?
Do you think marriage is a difficult thing, G?
I think any relationship can be difficult. I think marriage, my personal opinion is I think marriage is an outdated institution. And I think that the reason I say it's outdated is because I think everything else in life has changed apart from marriage.
Yeah, man.
It's like, for example, if you can, like, you can fly from here to London in 8 hours or whatever. It used to take maybe 16 or everything has changed. But I think that like marriage is one institution that has remained consistent, but it's consistent in an ever-changing world. Like our grandparents, my granddad didn't have Tinder.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, it's like, and if he did have Tinder, my God, it would have been mad because he still did his thing without Tinder. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, like especially for young people, man, I don't know if I don't know. Like I don't even know if I was in my 20s, right? If I'm in my 20s now and there's Tinder, fam, it's gonna be a bad situation. Yeah, it's gonna be a bad situation, bro, because that's showing you a way to get what you want, whether it's to get, maybe you want sex, to get the sex you want, but without any level of commitment. It's like, swipe left or swipe right? I don't even know. But yeah, you know what I mean? So I think marriage is an institution. We need to look at it a little less, like at the moment, it's so permanent. Yeah. We need to look at it a little less permanently. And
you want a back door in marriage? Like you want a back door exit thing, exit strategy.
I just
marriage.
If I get married to someone and it doesn't work, I don't want to have to go through a load of stuff to get out of it. You know what I'm trying to say? At the moment now, not so much in the West, but I know in Africa, getting divorced is such a long thing. Because by the time your parents and the elders and the village and the this and the that, I think it should not be so hard to get out of. And I know it sounds counterproductive, but I think more people would get married if they knew if it does. Because you know what? At the end of the day, people change. Like, I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. And you may find that you and your partner have changed in a way that makes you no longer compatible, And And one thing I would say is this: life is too short to be miserable. Man, I know people are so miserable within their marriages. I'm like, so why are you married? Like, honestly, why are you still there? But you can't, because by now there are kids involved and you feel trapped. Nah, man, that ain't my portion, bro.
I view marriage very differently, man. Like, we've had this thought that marriage is like a job. You have to like to water that plant. It's a difficult thing that I don't think I'm actually ready for that.
Well, that's the key point. Like you say, when you say you're not ready for it, and you acknowledge that you're not ready for it. But then if you have 100 uncles and 20 aunties, where every time you go to the village, it's like, when are you bringing someone home? So people end up getting married not so much for what they want, but just to fulfill tradition, and that's what I'm against.
To make other people happy. You're not happy personally.
Yeah, I just think my thing in life generally, Alan, is happiness. Happiness.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Now imagine marriage on this other side. The good stuff, the family picnics, the movie nights, and if you start with that, don't start with the negative. You start anything with it will end.
There's a lot that you get from being in a relationship that is complete and loving and nurturing. There's so much you get from it. You know what I'm trying to say? But like I'm saying, I'd rather pressure to get married and more time to get to know people and understand people and experience those good things, so that when you are ready to make that commitment, when you're ready to turn around and say, yo, you know what? I've done this thing for 3 or 5 years or 6 years, and this is what I want. Then you make that step, you know.
Yeah,
you have guys who are marrying girls they met 6 months ago because the parents and the family are pressuring them, you know. That's madness.
That's madness.
Gia's talked about how marriage is not the one thing that has not evolved. Everything else has evolved, yeah. There's this part about paying dowry, man. It's 2021 and people are still paying dowry.
And you're trying to get me in trouble now.
You know, some of these things you're doing it to make somebody happy. If this thing means a lot to your partner, you do it. You have to talk about it with them. It's not an institution thing that many people have not paid dowry, and they're good. But if your girl is something that she's been thinking about it, you can talk about it, and the two of you can even contribute together. If it's something symbolic to her, but don't just say you don't want to do it, you know, because it may offend the other person.
If you decided that if you're going to pay dowry today, do you think your girlfriend will help you in financing her dowry?
She would.
Okay.
Many would. Even my mom, she paid her own dowry in some way. At some point, yeah, she contributed some money. I've seen the paperwork. It's something you talk. It's a cultural thing for the whole community. But marriage is about two people, you know.
Yeah.
You don't want the whole world to block you from having fun. So you talk about it. You say, we want to get married. Let's get rid of the family people quickly with what they will need, and then we go to our happily ever after.
You see, in a Turkana culture, it's a bit difficult for your girlfriend to actually pay dowry, to help you pay dowry.
Oh, why is that?
Why?
I think it's an ego thing, especially for the men, because there's lots of what do you call it? Cattle and goats, all that stuff, yeah. So paying dowry for her to get most times actually the women do not have all these things. Actually the men who have the goats.
Right.
So it's difficult.
We're talking about now, Agri. Now you and your soon-to-be girlfriend.
Yeah.
So she probably has money, and you earn the same amount of money. You're both Turkanas. You have all that culture, and they tell you bring 300 goats.
Maybe what she'll give me the money.
Money, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
it's not a must.
300 goats is a lot,
bro.
It's not.
One goat is like 3K.
So 300 times, you know, me and
let's even break it down, yeah. Like you see, when you're paying dowry, you will pay let's say 300 goats, or let's say 250 goats and 50 sheep.
Wait. 250 goats. So that's 250 times 3K, yeah?
Yeah.
Are you mad?
Yeah.
Wait, now add plus
how much is a sheep?
A sheep almost the same price.
Okay, so how many sheep?
Let's say 50.
Sheep are not as much valuable as goats.
Goats, yeah.
So we'll say a sheep is like what? 2.5.
2.5, yeah.
2.5
times.
And a goat sometimes can be even 5K. Depends
with the season.
Fam, we're already touching 875,000. Are you mad?
Plus, you
we're still talking about camel.
one.
Which camel?
Bro, like 5 camels
5 camels.
for the uncles. Yeah,
How much is a camel?
a camel is expensive, man. Like
30 to 50,
30 to 50.
maybe 60.
And then you're giving like 5 or 7.
You guys are mad. Like a whole
That's what
camel.
happens.
A whole camel for the uncles.
Oh, you are nuts.
That's why Agri doesn't want anything to do with marriage.
That's now, yo. To me, that's crazy.
And a traditional Turkana wedding is expensive than the church one.
Well, fam, you gotta get seats for all the sheep and the cows.
Yeah.
You know, I do not understand.
That's a lot.
Agri, you just want to, you're living in a, you want things to change to like the way technology is changing. So you have to, some of these traditions, there are things, it's not something that you must do. It's something that other people want you to do. Yeah. So that will make you fear marriage and never do it. But if you just say you and your wife, we want to be together, we don't want to, all this pressure. I'm not sure because I'm not married yet.
Right.
I'm just wishful thinker,
I'm coming to Turkana, and even me, I want a camel. I mean, listen, the food will not run out because man's lawyer. But what I'm trying to say is, you've opened up my eyes, bro. Me, I want a camel, fam. Like, I want to bring the camel back to Nairobi, park it next to my car downstairs.
Dictator. What's Dictator?
Yeah.
You're like coming to America.
Yeah, man, just bring me a camel, man. Like that one has jazzed me. Like camels for the uncle.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Speaking
You want my daughter? Just give me 3 camels and some 300 sheep. And you're good to go. And like these big people like politicians and the rich guys, they pay these things, with adding more pressure to Agri and his brothers, They pay this bad price, they marry 3 wives, 4 wives, and Agri now he has to cry for help because where is he gonna get even 1 camel?
Yeah, it's tough, man. Speaking of money, Americans are getting the stimulus check. Now
$1,400. Yeah, man.
Joe Biden has been nicknamed Moneybag Joe. Have you seen the meme?
Like, I would love to be in a society where government has said to me, you know what, things are rough. Here's 140K.
Yeah, man.
I would love.
Yeah,
it's like
I love that, man. Some other guys is Japanese. They gave everybody $1,000.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, just when COVID started.
In Nairobi, in Kenya, it's just
that is impossible. Man.
In Kenya, it's just vibes and inshallah.
Vibes and inshallah.
In Kenya, some guys got millions. It was an opportunity for some thieves at the camps also. Some guys who were supplying masks.
I condemn everything that happened at Kemsa. However, the next round of tendering, I'm in there.
Yeah, I have a company. Yeah.
You know, people don't hate corruption. People just hate not being involved.
Yeah, man.
So just involve man them.
Especially the guys who are most bitter, the politicians who bring it out. They are the ones who are never in the picture.
Exactly.
They are just here. Their friends have millions, and they are what? Where was I?
Yeah,
exactly.
Where was I to get this million?
Exactly, man. Definitely. Just have to keep on hoping that one day I'll walk past Kemri or somewhere and a tender will drop into my lap by the grace of God.
It will be awesome. It will be awesome for anybody.
Vibes,
just get 100 million.
So the vaccine, by the way, is already in Kenya. Are you going to take the vaccine, G?
Me? Well, here's the thing. I'm pro-vaccine, but I want Pfizer. I want the Pfizer vaccine. I don't want this other. I don't want that one. I don't know why, because even in the UK, most of my people who have been vaccinated have all chosen Pfizer. So I don't know. I just feel a bit more comfortable with the Pfizer one. But I'm pro-vaccine, bro, because fam,
AstraZeneca is the one that was frozen.
I don't even know, bro.
Denmark, I think.
In Denmark, they stopped it for a while.
They stopped it for a while.
Yeah, but for me, like what I'll tell guys is this: after what I've been through, just know COVID is very, very real.
COVID is real.
And it's not nice. So whatever you can do to protect yourself and your family, don't be like these guys in the WhatsApp group. Like, you know how many WhatsApp groups I've left because of these vaccine experts? Oh, it's this. It's a plan to wipe out black people. It's that, blah, blah,
Conspiracy.
Conspiracies.
See, I'm in a group and there's like a 50-year-old man who's got 29 kids saying it's going to make you infertile. Nigga, you need to be infertile.
You need.
That is what's going to make you stop.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yes, I'm pro-vaccine, by the way. Like I said, I'm not, there are different types because there are different ones every day. I think there's 4 or 5 now that have been approved for use in the States, but me, I want the Pfizer one, I'm sorry.
The Pfizer one, I don't think we have it in Kenya.
No. We have AstraZeneca. So me, when I get a chance to travel, I go to the UK for a couple of weeks. Bam, as I land straight NHS, I want that. Give me the vaccine. Yeah. And the thing about it is, it's not. I don't think it's a permanent vaccine. No, I think you have to get it redone every year.
They were saying after you get this AstraZeneca, after 3 months you get another vaccine.
Yes. And then how long are you immune for? Are you immune for a while, or how does it work?
I'm not sure about that.
Check that just now as we speak. How long?
When you get the AstraZeneca, like let's say you got it today, after 3 months, that's when you get
the second dose.
The second dose, yeah.
How long after? Let's Google it.
I don't think much. I think maybe 6 months or something. 1 year.
So I mean, I know.
Yeah, we have to take something for COVID.
Are you pro, Alan? Are you pro vaccine? Are you anti-vaccine?
I'm pro.
I'm 100% pro vaccine. I don't want to go through this thing again. I don't want to go through this thing again, bro. So for me, I'm 100% pro.
Alan works at the Kakuma refugee camp. What is the COVID situation around that place, Alan?
It's very bad, man. It's very bad, that place.
Wow.
The other day they tested 47 guys and 45 of them had it.
Wow.
But it's serious, yeah?
But it's quite serious. And you know, that camp, they had like some more than 1,000 new refugees coming in just last week.
Wow.
So if the vaccine comes anytime soon, I think even maybe our employer is thinking about getting us jabbed as soon as possible.
Wow. I feel you, my G.
Okay, man. That's been the episode of this week.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it, man. A long thing.
We are done.
Okay.
First of all, I want to thank you for inviting me onto the podcast. It's just been a very random conversation. Those are the kind of conversations that I absolutely love. And Alan, it's good to meet you, even though you're how many miles away?
Hey man, like more than 500.
700 kilometers. Wow.
Yeah.
That's the furthest place I know.
You know, G, I've been listening to you when I used to visit my relatives back in Nairobi, up in Nairobi. And I would big up to my aunt staying at Jericho. So I used to just get comfortable listening to you when you're in Humboldt radio in the morning time. You still do that?
Still do it, man. I still do. I haven't been on there for a month because I've been ill, but I should be back tomorrow, man.
That was it was very refreshing to listen to that. You keep up the good work.
Thanks, my G. I appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Straight from Tukana Podcast. Thank you, Jimani, for hosting us in your house.
More than welcome.
I've always wanted to come here, man.
Now you're here, man.
Thank you, man.
So you guys in Nairobi, be safe.
All right, man. Straight from Tukana Podcast. Thank you, Jimani, for hosting us in your house.
More than welcome.
I've always wanted to come here, man.
Now you're here, man.
Thank you, man.
So you guys in Nairobi, be safe.
Chip it straight out Tukana. Yeah, cause we straight out Tukana. Straight out Tukana. Hear the sounds from the valleys of Loima. Kamkonasi basi mwache kutupima. Tukana land ile place ya miujiza. Akuji kibaki joy kitua watoto wa giza.